What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be doing the first of my NBA 2K19 downgrade predictions videos. So in yesterday's video I did my upgrade predictions, well, my first 5 upgrade predictions. I'm probably going to do maybe 2 or 3 upgrade and 2 or 3 downgrade predictions. But a lot of people were giving out in my video yesterday, and I did say at the start of the video that I was going to be doing multiple of these, but I may not have explained it well enough, so I'm going to address it again at the start of this video. This is not a top 5 list. There are plenty more players that deserve downgrades, and I'm going to be doing more than one of these. So I want you guys to leave it in the comments any other players you guys think should be downgraded. And if you haven't watched the upgrades video, I will leave a link to that in the description. And also, if there's any players you guys think should be upgraded, leave it in the comments as well. I'm going to be doing a few more of these over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, now let's get on to the players. So the first player we are going to go over is a bit of a weird one. And it's the 2017 number 1 overall pick, Markelle FULTZ. The funny thing is that Markelle FULTZ has a 76 overall gold. Whatever about the ratings, how the ratings changed through the years with 2K. But Markelle FULTZ was only the 2nd rookie ever to have a gold in NBA 2K MyTEAM. And I want you guys to take guesses. If you know what it is, leave it in the comments, and whoever the first person to get it right, who the only other rookie was to be a gold in NBA 2K MyTEAM, I will pin that comment and give you guys a shout out in the next one of these downgrades videos. So leave in the comments who you guys think was the last rookie to be a gold in MyTEAM. But anyway, Markelle FULTZ, number 1 pick in the draft. A lot was expected of him. I don't think anyone expected what happened with Markelle FULTZ to happen. Like, he just forgot how to shoot. Like, I don't think I've ever seen something as crazy as that. Like, obviously he tried to tweak his jump shot a little bit, and a lot like when some golfers try to tweak their swing, he was just never able to get it back to the way it was. Markelle FULTZ only played in 14 games last season. Was he injured? Did he just not want to play? Was it something mental? Who knows? But in those 14 games, averaged 7.1 points per game, 4 assists per game, and barely over turnover per game, which is not bad at all. He didn't hit a 3-pointer all season, which is a little bit worrying. But Markelle FULTZ, a lot of people are saying he should be downgraded to a bronze. I think he showed enough promise in the games he played. And also the fact that he was the number 1 overall pick, that he should only be downgraded to maybe a 73 overall silver. Didn't really play much in the playoffs, but I think that that's definitely going to change next season. Next season is Markelle FULTZ's real rookie season. Even though he played 14 games last season, I'm just going to disregard everything I saw from FULTZ last season. And honestly, I hope he does well. He was the player that I liked watching college, and I think that if he can even get close to being what they expect him to be, he could be a great piece in a Sixers team that you never know, may win a championship in the next 5 years. Next, we have got the most obvious downgrade in NBA 2K19 MyTEAM, well, from NBA 2K18 to NBA 2K19, and it's Luol Deng. Luol Deng played a grand total of 13 minutes last season. 13 minutes. And as far as I know, he wasn't even injured. They just didn't want to play him. They were paying him like $17 million a year, and he played 13 minutes. I don't think they'll find anyone who'll take the contract of Luol Deng, so I have a feeling he'll still be a Laker. But yeah. So since he was with the Miami Heat, where he was averaging like 12, 14 points a game in his 2 seasons there, he's then averaged 7.6 points and scored 2 points in an entire season. Like, Luol Deng's career is completely dropped off. But I think that he's going to be downgraded to a 69 overall bronze. The reason for that is, a lot of the time people just have terrible seasons. They end up being like a 69 overall bronze. Like Gerald Wallace, when he was at the Sixers, ended up being a 69 overall bronze. Who else? Chandler Parsons ended up being a 69 overall bronze. That's what 2K just tend to do. When someone's a silver and they've historically been a good player, they just make him a 69 overall bronze. That's just my prediction. Like, no real logic about it, just what I think 2K are going to do. Like, he could be lower than 69. He could be anywhere as low as 65, but I just think they're going to make him a 69. Don't ask me why, I just think that's what they're going to rate him. And next up, we've got a guy that I kind of feel a little bit bad for, but at least he was in a little bit of his time in the NBA in an era where he was actually needed, and it's Al Jefferson. So Al Jefferson is a back-to-the-basket post-scoring center, a role which is not needed in basketball anymore. Al Jefferson is, last 2 seasons, averaging 8.1 points and 7 points in less than 15 minutes per game. Like, he's averaging over a point every 2 minutes, which is not bad at all. He's also shooting above 50% from the field, which again is not bad at all, but he can't shoot threes. He's barely made a three in his career, and it's not something he's going to start shooting. But with all that being said, people have actually broke down what stats make players' overalls better, and post-game is still the main factor for centers, even though it's not the biggest deal, things like post-hook and post-fadeaways. So for that reason, I can only see him being downgraded to maybe a 73 overall silver, even though if it was due to effectiveness in the NBA, there's bronze players that are better NBA players now than this Al Jefferson. With the way the NBA is right now, unless you're an athletic big man who can finish really well catching lobs and play defense and rebound, unless you're that type of player or a player who can space the floor, you're honestly not, there's just not a spot for you in today's NBA. And unfortunately for Al Jefferson, even though 4 years ago he was on the All-NBA third team, leading the Charlotte Bobcats to the NBA playoffs, which is crazy. Now he's a barely rotation player for an Indiana Pacers team. I don't even think he played in the playoffs. And his NBA career, his days in the NBA are numbered. And he actually hasn't dropped off that much in skill. It's just that his role is no longer needed, which is unfortunate for a player like that. But that's just the way the game evolves. Analytics become better, coaches become better, player movement becomes better, and players that would have been stars in other eras are just no longer needed because of the way the game changes. And that's the exact same thing with the next guy on this list, and it's JAHLIL OKAFOR. A lot of people talk about the 80s and the 90s being like the golden era and the best era of basketball. And while it's definitely probably was most entertaining era, I never really lived through it. Just all you have to do is just watch some of the footage and compare it to now. Like, these guys are bigger, stronger, faster, the training's better, the coaching is better, and analytics have meant that there's better shots being taken. And it's also killed the careers of these old school guys like JAHLIL OKAFOR. JAHLIL OKAFOR in his rookie season averaged 17.5 points per game, which is crazy for a rookie. The problem is that he suffers from exactly what Al Jefferson suffers from. He can't shoot threes, doesn't play defense, he doesn't really rebound incredibly well, isn't fast, and just takes up space for other players. And he shoots barely over 50%, all from twos, which isn't that efficient. So JAHLIL OKAFOR only playing 2 games this season for the Sixers, and then only playing 26 when he was traded to the Nets, averaging barely over 6 points per game. He's definitely going to be downgraded from 72 overall silver, and my prediction is he's going to be downgraded to a 69 overall bronze. I know that might be a little bit harsh, but I think JAHLIL OKAFOR will be a 69 overall bronze, and I don't think that JAHLIL OKAFOR is in the league by the time in the next 5 years. He's 22 years old. A lot of people thought he was going to be a number 1 pick, and I think that by 27, through no fault of his own, just from the game improving and adapting, I think that he won't be in the league. And last up, we have got a guy who was an 83 overall Emerald, and it's Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas was the same overall at the start of last year as Giannis and Chris Paul. That is crazy. Like, I get it that he had a great season the year before. And the crazy thing is that, like, I remember I said it in a video a year ago, well, right before it started last season, that I didn't think Isaiah Thomas was a top 20 player or close to it in the NBA, and people called me crazy. But Isaiah Thomas was great in the system in Boston, and he's a volume shooter. This season, he basically did exactly what he did for the Sacramento Kings, just slightly less efficient, and with the Phoenix Suns. He took a lot of shots, he scored a lot of points. In just over 25 minutes per game, he still averaged 15 points, which isn't bad at all if you're looking at it at face value. But he shot 37% from the field this year, which is not good at all. And also shot 29% from 3, which is terrible. I know he got injured before this season, but I think more so than the injury, I think him just not being in Boston's system is why he's appeared to struggle so much. Whereas, if you look kind of back in his career, if you take out the years in Boston, it's very similar to what he was doing before. But Isaiah Thomas, a lot of people think that he should be downgraded all the way to a silver, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. He still did put up decent numbers. And I think that if he wanted to, he could be still a great 6th man in the NBA, but obviously he's convinced that he's a starter, whereas in a system except Boston, he probably isn't. But that's not really the point. I think he's going to be downgraded to a 77 overall gold. And next season's going to be a make or break year for Isaiah Thomas. I don't think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be very similar to what he was in the Lakers, and not that efficient volume shooter. He's going to put up a lot of points, and I think that he's going to have maybe 2 or 3 years left in the NBA. I know it sounds crazy, but he's a 5'9" point guard who's not a good defender, probably one of the worst defenders in the NBA. If he's not giving you 20 points or a serious amount of points or scoring efficiently, he's not worth being on the floor, and that's really what he's been the last season. So anyway, that's the video. If there's any more players you guys think should be downgraded, leave in the comments, and if you think I'm wrong, leave in the comments as well. I don't mind reading that. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.